Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Master the Ukulele episode 2. For those of you that are just joining and are just starting the ukulele, I would strongly advise looking at episode 1 before you kick off with this lesson. I'm going to leave a link to episode 1 in one of the corners up here above me and down below in the description. So definitely check that out before we get going with this lesson. In that lesson we learned 2 chords and we also learned how to read a chord diagram. A new episode of Master the Ukulele drops every weekend, every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Irish time, so that's 8 p.m. GMT. Please subscribe to the channel to follow along with new videos as they come out, and don't be afraid to click on the bell so that you get notified when a new video is released. Okay, so with all of that said, let's have a look at today's lesson. So for those of you that are just joining me and haven't already checked out episode 1 of this series, I would definitely recommend doing so. And for those of you that are joining me, at this stage we've learned 2 chords. We've learned C, we've also learned A minor, and we learned how to read those chords on a chord diagram. So for those of you that are just starting off, I would definitely recommend watching episode 1 first before this episode. I'll leave a link to it in a card in one of the top corners and in the description below. Okay, and if you're ready for episode 2, here we go. To kick off, we're actually going to start with 2 chords today. We're going to do another 2 chords, but before we get going, let's just check the tuning on our instruments. So in order, the 4 strings on your ukulele from chest to floor are G, C, E, and A. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn 2 chords. We're going to learn F, and we're going to learn G. So I'm going to pop the chord diagram for F on the screen here beside me, and we're going to go through it together and figure out how to play an F. So the diagram for an F is here beside me. Now, what we can see straight away is that our middle finger is up on the string that's closest to our chest. It's on the G string, and it's our middle finger, finger number 2, in the 2nd fret. So it's in the same position where we played an A minor chord. However, this chord uses 2 fingers. We're going to be adding fingers to chords or adding fingers to frets to build up different chords. So to make this chord an F, we're going to be taking our index finger, finger number 1, and we're going to be placing it on the 3rd finger from our chest or 2nd from the floor, however you prefer to count it, and that's going to be in the 1st fret. So we've got the combination of your index finger in the 1st fret on the E string and the middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. So when both of those fingers are placed down and when your fingers are arched over the open string so that they're also allowed to ring, we're going to get an F chord. So the 4 strings played individually sound like this, and when we strum it, that's our F chord. So the next chord that we're going to learn is G. Now, G is a tricky chord. It does require some practice at the start because there is a little bit of finger twister involved. But I do always tell students here that if you can play a G, you can play any chord. The fingering can be a little bit tricky, but we're going to take our time. We're going to use the chart to help us out, and we're going to go for it. So I'm going to pop G up on the board here, or up beside me on a chord diagram, and we're going to go through it together. Okay, so G uses 3 fingers. You're going to be using your index, middle, and ring fingers to pull off a G chord. So let's take a look at this together. Our 1st finger goes on the 2nd string down in the 2nd fret. Okay. Our middle finger is going to go on the string closest to the floor on the A string. That's also in the 2nd fret. And then finally, our 3rd finger, our ring finger, is going to go on the 3rd fret on the string between those 2. So it's going to the 3rd fret on the E string. Okay, so that's how we put together a G. When we break the chord up and play the strings individually, and when we strum them all as one, that's a G chord. So I know that this is a tough one from experience. People do have a little bit of trouble with this one, but it is one of those chords that crops up over and over and over again. So we're going to try it one more time. We're going to break it down, and if you need to pause the video at any point here just to kind of help yourself through it, absolutely do so. This is a really useful chord to have in your chord library. Okay, so one more time. Your index finger goes on the 2nd string, so the one 2nd from your chest, in the 2nd fret. The middle finger goes to the string closest to the floor, the A string, and it's in the 2nd fret as well. And then the 3rd finger goes on the E string, which is the one in the middle of these 2, on the 3rd fret. So we've got frets 2, 2, and 3. If I can just give you a zoom in on what that looks like here under my fingers. 1, 2, 3. That's G. So it is a tough one. Spend a little bit of time with it, and it sounds like this. So just like in the last video, it's an incredibly useful exercise to practice strumming and just switching and transitioning between those two new chords. Now, because these two new chords are no longer one finger chords like C and A minor, there is a lot more coordination involved. So this will take a little bit of time to get down and to get kind of fluid and get kind of seamless. But again, that's practice, that's time, and it will come. I know it's very tricky at the start, but it does come. So let's take those two chords. We're going to play an F. So I'm going to pop the two chords up here on the screen with me. Your F again, 1st finger, 2nd finger. And after a count of 4, we're going to play 8 of these and then switch to G. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and F. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to go to G. So take your time, get the fingers in the right places, and then we'll go for a count of 4 and then 8 Gs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So after the next count of 4, we're going to play 8 Fs and then transition to G and play 8 Gs. 1, 2, 3, and F. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switch, and G. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play through our 4 chords. We've got C, we've got A minor, we've got F, and we've got G. So after a count of 4, we're going to play 8 Cs, 8 A minors, 8 Fs, and 8 Gs. Okay, so ready on C, which is the 3rd fret on the A string. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and C. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. G. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, well done. So that's going to take a little bit of practice. But again, just take your time, slowly transition through those chords. You'll be finding soon that there are kind of shortcuts and little hacks that will help you get through chord transitions, like with an A minor to F. You don't need to release that middle finger. You can just leave it down, and then to transition from A minor to F, all is involved is just placing your index down on that 1st fret on the E string. Okay, so for the next part of this lesson, we're going to start working on a very simple song. We're going to have a look at just the chorus from You Are My Sunshine. Now, this song or this chorus uses 3 chords that we have under our belts already. It uses C, it uses F, and it uses G. So this will be a great song to get you going and get you practicing with those new chords. So we're going to just take our time with it. I've just got it pulled up here. I'm going to just pop the chorus here in front of me somewhere on the screen and just talk you through it. So you can see that the first chord in this kind of section is a C, and it's played with the word sunshine. You can see that it's written right over the word sunshine. So what that's kind of illustrating is that the word sunshine is the lyric that would kind of prompt a C. So that's where you would play a C. When we get to happy, you play F, because F is placed over the word happy. When we get to grey, when skies are grey, on that beat we would play C. We go back to C. You'll Never Know will be F. How Much I Love will be C. Please Don't See My, G for sunshine, and then C for away. Okay, so we're going to just play this very slowly. We're going to just keep a nice consistent downward strum. We're going to start with C, and see if you can play along with me. Okay, so we're going to start after, and you must excuse the singing voice. I'm definitely more of an instrumental player, but here we go. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Here comes F. You make me happy when skies are grey. You see? You'll never know, dear, how much C loves you. Please don't take my G shine away. Well done if you were able to play along with me there. We're going to do it once more, a little bit slower. Rather than me saying the chords now, what I'll do is I'll highlight them on the screen so you can see where they're popping up. Okay, here we go. We're starting on a C. After 1, 2, 3. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. There you go. Well done if you were able to play along with that. If you're having some trouble, don't worry about it. The thing to do now would be to go back and practice your chords. So practicing your C, A minor, F, and G. So that concludes episode 2 of How to Master the Ukulele. So what we have now at this point is we've started learning songs, how to accompany songs. We've learned 4 chords and we can read chord charts. So there's an awful lot already done in 2 lessons. So take your time with these 2 lessons. Episode 3 of Master the Ukulele drops next Sunday evening again at 8 p.m. GMT. So that's Irish time. And yeah, have fun, practice, and I will see you all on the next episode. Okay, bye now.